Here's how to use Narrative Cosmetics silicone compound, plus also just go and make a fake wound with this awesome
So what you want to
product.
do is you want to go and open parts A and parts B separately. You also want to go and use something that is completely and totally different to go and mix this. So I just have a popsicle stick that is split in half. Once you do end up getting any of this material into the other one, so A into B, B into A, it'll go and start to set it, and then you won't be able to use this product anymore. After you have one part out, go and put the cap on so you don't accidentally put the wrong cap on the wrong container. Now we're going to go and use a different popsicle stick. Take out the same amount, so it's a 50-50 ratio of what you had for part A. Now you're going to have this for part B. Make sure to go and cap that. We're going to keep these two separate just for a second because you only have 10 minutes after you start mixing it. Now I'm going to add a small amount of this foundation in here. I really don't need much. I just want it to go and match my skin tone and have a good base. Now I'm just going to go and mix this up. You want to mix this up very well. You want to make sure both of the parts are fully mixed. Takes about maybe 30 seconds to a minute to fully mix it. The less you have, the less time that it takes to go and mix. After about a minute or two, it does start to go and very lightly set, and that's when you want to go and start to use it. It's a lot easier to go and make these peaks along with also just different raised structures. But what I'm doing is I'm just going and putting this onto a portion of my arm. Go and smooth out the sides. You use a metal sculpting tool. You can pull it down. And if you really do want to go and smooth the sides even more or take off some of this extra product, what you do is you use some isopropyl alcohol before it goes and dries. And you can also blend the edges with petroleum jelly. So what I'm doing is just building up the different edges, making sure it's thin at one end, a little bit thicker in the middle, and then thin at the other end, because I want to go and make a fake cut. Now for the center, I'm going to go and dip this metal sculpting tool into some petroleum jelly, and I'm going to go and just very, very slowly guide it through the center to go and create a line. You do want to make sure you put this into petroleum jelly or something along those lines because the silicone compound is going to stick to whatever tool you use if you do not. Now that everything is set, I'm going to go and take off some of the shine from the silicone compound. You can go and do this with some setting powder that is usually matte, or you can do it with some translucent setting powder. I'm using some alcohol activated makeup, and I'm using this aged blood color. I'm going to go and put this into the center of the cut. So after I've activated this, taken my brush, and just rolled it around a little bit in there, made sure I got more than enough of this cosmetic. I'm going to go and put it into the center of this fake wound here. Now, alcohol activated makeups are usually the way to go with silicone compound based things, or maybe on top of latex that you have put down that is a prosthetic, just because it does stick to the material pretty well. If it doesn't stick to the material, you can always put down a base of packs, and that will really help to go and just give you that extra texture to stick to. Now I'm just using some prime black. The prime black is going to act as a shadow in the inner portion of this fake wound. And you always want to just go and define a very small portion of a shadow, especially when you do have something that you're doing like this, or it's just not going to look as real. Now let's take this makeup one step further. I have these pre-threaded needles, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and sew through the fake cut that I have here over on my arm. You do want to be very, very careful when you do stuff like this. You want to make sure that you don't end up hitting your skin, and because I did cosmetize over this, it is a little bit hard to go and tell exactly where my skin is, so I'm going extremely slow and making sure that I'm getting just the outer portion. Here's what the final makeup looks like, and really this product is just a game changer for special effects makeup.